Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you're looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, you've come to the right place. We're opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, keep watching and we'll show you exactly how it all works. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that you want to play. Most of our series will have 8 spots representing the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, you have a 1 in 8 chance to win memorabilia at an awesome value. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune in to the next available Live Breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you'll see a name appear on the screen when your break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer, and the order will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that show's dice roll number. After randomization, the list of names of people who bought spots in that live break will be matched up with an NFL division. If the item that's pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations. You just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Want to guarantee yourself an item instead of testing your luck? Check out the mystery box tab of our website for a variety of mystery box options. When you buy a mystery box, we'll ship it straight to your door, and some can be opened on air at your request. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Club Rewards program. This exclusive club earns you points towards specific discounts, signed items, and prizes each and every time you buy at UltimateAutographs.com. The moment you've been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. We may need to switch the names around a little bit. That is, in fact, Rob on the other side of the table. And I am Chinmay. Welcome in to the Ultimate Autographs Live Break Room for your noon show here. It's Rob and I once again. We were here at 9 a.m., but we've switched around here. I will be hosting this noon show, and Rob will be on the ones and twos. We got Tom Brady on the stage here, front and center on the desk. Tom Brady was won in the 9 a.m. show by our guy Reggie Hammond. Reggie quadded up in the quad with 2 spots. Had the AFC South and the NFC South. Got a Titans lid, which was actually an Oilers lid. Also got a Colts lid. It was an Edgerrin James authentic. Yeah. And then got 2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers authentics. One being this Tom Brady helmet. The other being a LeGarrette Blount helmet. And LeGarrette Blount and Tom Brady actually won a couple Super Bowls together. Small world. When they were both with the Patriots. But unfortunately for Reggie, those helmets were both Bucs helmets. Well, I guess the Brady helmet is not really unfortunate in no matter what helmet you're getting. Rob is telling me that we do have a pre-fill. We do have a jersey break ready to go, and we will get to that. Shout out to everybody who's joined us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Instagram. Happy to be live with you guys.
Thank you.
Happy to have you joining us here on this noon show. Good afternoon or good morning if you're tuning in from the West Coast. Hopefully the weather is going better for you guys than it is for us here in the Chicagoland area. Still pretty dreary out there. Still raining. The Air and Water Show was delayed a little bit. I believe it's going to start in about 10 minutes or so, but hopefully that gets going underway for the folks out there who are watching. Bears preseason action also kicking off here today in about 5 minutes or so. Starters will not be playing for the Chicago Bears, but we'll dive into some preseason action. We'll talk about some things that we've noticed and look ahead a little bit to the NFL season. But before we do all of that, let's get set up for this show here. We will start by getting things going with our dice roll. Got a 9 in the 9 a.m. show. Maybe we'll roll a 12 for the noon show. Let's see what we got here on the dice. It's going to be a 7. So the dice roll is going to be a 7, so not too many clicks on that dice.
Lucky number 7.
Chase wheel spin. So what the chase wheel spin is, for those of you who are unaware, basically any break that closes during the show that is part of the chase wheel spin, we will put all those names together in the randomizer at the end of the show for all the breaks that close during that series. We will randomize them the number of times, so it'll be 7 times for this show because that was the dice roll. and the top spot in that list will get a spin on the 1 to 100 wheel for our 1 to 100 gift card / store credit, which will be handed out at the end of the show.
Damn right.
We're looking at the board here and looking at the series. I usually don't spin the actual wheel of the series. I usually try to dictate things just based on where the room is going. And let's go with the, you know what? I'm not a Bears fan, but it is a Bears game day technically. So let's go with the game day series as our chase wheel spin for this noon show. So the game day series will be the chase wheel spin. And again, we are 6 to go in that game day single, 5 to go in that game day quad. So if we can get at least one of those breaks, if not both, to close out here, we will have a chase wheel spin for the game day series. Let's get started, though, with our jersey break. This will be false start jersey number 7 single. Yes. So, Jonathan Ramos, Don Lenhart, William White, Timothy Pauly, Richard Gregovich, Eric Burns, and Bernardo Kosanoy in this break. So, if you are in false start jersey number 7, go ahead and drop one number in the chat. And again, this will be the number that the numbers are scrolling at the bottom of the screen there. So jerseys 2 through 4, 7, 8, 11 through 19, 22 through 26, 28, and 29, all available in that jersey series. We've still got 9 headliners in that jersey series. Reggie Wayne, Jamar Chase, Lawrence Taylor, Kurt Warner on the St. Louis Rams jersey, LaShawn McCoy, George Pickens, and Sam Darnold as our photoed headliners, and then Zay Flowers and Kyron Williams as the secondary headliners in that jersey series.
If you had to choose one of those to see right now, you got a personal preference, my friend?
I'm guessing the Zay. Well, we'll see. Zay Flowers could be on a purple Ravens jersey, and I like the purple Ravens.
Yeah.
LaShawn McCoy on that Kelly Green Eagles jersey is nice. I'll probably lean with Jamar Chase though on that Bengals jersey. Big fan of Jamar Chase. I think he's going to have another big year. As long as Joe Burrow can stay healthy, the Bengals are looking like they're at least going to be contenders in that AFC. They got a new look defense as well with Dexter Lawrence anchoring the middle of that defensive line.
The Trey Hendrickson replacement.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So have not seen any numbers yet in the chat. So we will go to the randomizer, 1 through 30. On the wheel for the randomized number here. Jersey number 7. This is going to be box 30. We do not have box 30, but I do believe we have box 29.
Yes, we do.
So box 29 will be the number. And take that. So box 29 in the jerseys. But let's randomize all these names around 7 times around in the name randomizer here. So 7 times around in the name randomizer for you guys. This will be how we'll assign the divisions for this break. So Richard Gregovich, you've got the NFC North as well as the AFC East. Don Lenhart has got the NFC South. Bernardo Kosanoy has got the NFC East. Timothy Pauly, the NFC West. Eric Burns, the AFC North. William White, the AFC South. And Jonathan Ramos, the AFC West.
Yeah, and real quick, Jonathan, I love the participation, my friend, but there's kind of like an unspoken amount of time as soon as the break pops up. We usually give it about a minute or two. Mm-hmm. You are viable to call a box number, but once we hit that wheel, Chinmay, then it's all null and void.
Yeah, so this will be box 29. So I did see your message a little late there, Jonathan. We appreciate you tuning in, but once the wheel pops up on the screen, all box calls after that are null and void. So maybe next time we'll get to box number 7. But this will be box 29. This always happens to me. There's a raging debate among the UA staff as to who the real LT is. For me, it's LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, there we go.
But for many, it's Lawrence Taylor. Woo! Lawrence Taylor on the Giants merch. That is going to be an NFC East hit. Lawrence Taylor is going to go to Bernardo Cosanoy. Bernardo, congratulations. A Lawrence Taylor jersey headed your way. Arguably the greatest defensive player of all time for many. Their version of LT and a friend of the Ultimate Autographs live break room. He was here in studio this year. Had a nice interview with our own Rip Camelucci.
Yep.
And he broke a little bit of news there with some UNC Lawrence Taylor connections. But Lawrence Taylor headed Bernardo's way. Congratulations, Bernardo.
Yeah, they seem pretty comfortable with one another, almost like they went 18 holes of golfing and and shared a 12-pack earlier. So before the show, yeah, Lawrence, super nice guy. I remember Rip telling me about that. I saw the clip after, just saying how much he appreciated the interaction. And again, we have a lot of athletes that do sound in studio, guys, but it really does take a special person to want to come on air and spend some time, share their thoughts. And Chinmay said he's arguably the greatest defensive player of all time. Again, every opinion's subjective, but 10-time Pro Bowler, 8-time first-team All-Pro. You know how hard it is to win a NFL MVP award from the defensive side of the football? Well, this guy did that too.
Nearly impossible.
Rookie of the year. Any accomplishment that this guy could have had, he obtained. And, 2-time Super Bowl champ as well.
Yeah, that's not too shabby of a resume there for our guy Lawrence Taylor. Still plenty of headliners left in those jerseys. Reggie Wayne, Jamar Chase, Kurt Warner, LaShawn McCoy, George Pickens, Sam Darnold, the photoed headliners there in the jerseys. Zay Flowers and Kyron Williams, the listed headliners. We'll do a full rundown here in just a moment. But again, that game day series is the chase.
Yep.
Golden tickets galore there. 6 golden tickets available. 3 in division number 2, 3 in division number 3, and I'll go through the divisions there. Foog, how's it going, Foog? The dice roll is 7. Dice roll is 7 for this show.
Yep, gonna be
dice
7,
roll
my
is
man.
7 for the noon show. Take a quick look here at the break page. We'll start out with that quick toss. Quick toss, authentics and reps. We did a handful of quick toss breaks in the 9 a.m. show.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this series is if you do win a replica helmet, you automatically get $150 back in store credit for winning. You win that rep helmet and you get the store credit back. So quick toss, we see 7 spots left in that double. So someone's jumped in that double.
Yeah.
The reason somebody has jumped in that double is because look at the double up possibilities here.
A lot of great reasons.
In the NFC North, you have a potential triple up with Aiden Hutchinson, Devin Hester, and Randy Moss. Devin Hester, a name that we don't see all that often in the break room. In the NFC West, you've got Earl Thomas, a name we don't see all that often, with the Legion of Boom inscription on the helmet, along with Kyron Williams on the Rams rivalry lid. That is a double up there. In the AFC West, you have Bo Jackson and Warren Moon. Warren Moon on the Chiefs Rave Authentic. And you've got a NFC East golden ticket spot, which will double up with the Makai Lemon Retro Eagles helmet. Makai Lemon, again, a promising rookie for the Eagles, expected to have a big role there in Philadelphia. That is a double up possibility as well. So plenty of double up opportunities in this quick toss. And again, a triple up potentially in that NFC North. Tom Brady Authentic came from this quick toss. So the Tom Brady is gone. We've had plenty of great hidden gems, though. We had an Andre Rison replica in the last show. We had a LeGarrette Blount Authentic in the last show. So plenty of great stuff there. Game Day Multisport Mixer. This is going to be our Chase Wheel Spin for the noon show. And I know that Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl lid is gone. I understand that. But still plenty of great stuff in this break. Whew. 6 golden tickets available. We start there. So division number 2 will be White Sox, Jets, and boxing. So this actually doubles up with the Mike Tyson boxing glove. You could double up with the golden tickets there. And then division number 3 would be Arizona State, Jags, and Oakland A's. I don't know if we can call it Oakland A's anymore. But that golden ticket bundle will double up with the Cam Scatabo Arizona State jersey.
Damn.
So you can double up there with Mike Tyson and golden tickets, Cam Scatterbo and golden tickets.
And I don't know if we've done the Jags or the A's. To my knowledge, I haven't seen them yet.
So
I'm not
potentially
sure.
some hidden gems available in those boxes as well for those teams. There is a triple up possibility here with Tony Gonzalez, Erling Haaland, and Kurt Schilling. Kurt Schilling, again, could be on a variety of teams, but we don't see any of his teams other than the Diamondbacks available, which means that we think Kurt Schilling will most likely be on a Diamondbacks hit, which means Haaland, Tony Gonzalez, and Kurt Schilling would be a triple up possibility in that particular division. Roger Craig on the standard speed flex. Roger Craig, again, has the 3-time Super Bowl champion inscription. Just got inducted into the Hall of Fame as well. So
Not
Roger
bad.
Craig,
Not bad.
memorabilia, getting a little bit of an increase in value there with Roger Craig going into the Hall of Fame. One of 3 players to have a 1,000-yard rushing season and a 1,000-yard receiving season in the same year. One of 3 players in NFL history to do that.
Man, it's pretty good.
And
Pretty damn
he
good.
doubles up, actually. He doubles up with Anthony Rizzo on the baseball bat because Rizzo is a Yankees hit for this baseball bat. No, he's known for his time with the Cubs, World Series champion with the Cubs, but the bat is a Yankees bat, and that will be the Yankees hit. So Rizzo and Roger Craig would double up there. You see the Cubs hit there with Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi on the Cubs, that would be the Cubs hit. And Jeremy Roenick would actually double up with Joe Girardi because I don't see any of Roenick's other teams on there.
Correct. Yeah.
So that would be a Blackhawks hit with the Chicago Cubs. I see Texas A&M in there. Maybe we got a Johnny Manziel hiding out in this. It's possible.
We've seen a few of him
It's
sneaking
possible.
around on our
And
shows.
the Chiefs, Mahomes would have been the Chiefs hit. So Mahomes is gone. I don't know if there are any other Chiefs hits hiding out here. Bo Jackson would be a Royals hit on that baseball bat, and I don't see Ohio State or the New York Giants on here. I think Olave would have been the Ohio State hit. So it looks like Olave would have been the Ohio State hit there, so no double-up possibility there with Bo Jackson. But that is the game day series, and that is going to be our chase. So again, jump into that. We're 6 to go in that single, 5 to go in that quad. We talked about the double-up possibilities, a potential triple-up there with Erling Haaland, Tony Gonzalez, and Kurt Schilling. And that Erling Haaland jersey, soccer memorabilia, we've had some Messi, we've had some Ronaldo, we even had a Vinicius Jr. Jersey in one of the series when we did World Cup. Erling Haaland on the jersey, $900 for an Erling Haaland autographed jersey. $900 for an Erling Haaland Manchester City autographed jersey. And by the way, Erling Haaland, if he even has 2 more seasons like he had his previous 4 for Man City, he will be a top 10 Premier League goal scorer of all time.
Yeah.
All time. And he's only played in the Premier League for, it would be 6 seasons if he has 2 more years. He's already the most efficient goal scorer in the Premier League with for everyone that has 100 or more goals in the Premier League. So he's got the volume already, and he's got insane efficiency. Get Erling Haaland now while you can, because this guy is probably going to be a top 10 soccer player of all time when it's all said and done.
My biggest question for you, and you do have the PhD in football knowledge here, so did he have like a prodigal like upcoming and upbringing? I know a guy like Messi. When he first entered into his, was it Premier League action for him when he first entered in 06?
No, it was La Liga. It was Barcelona.
Barcelona. So in 2006, I just, again, wasn't alive during it, didn't pay attention to it. But again, when the World Cup started, I saw all these highlights of when he first played and had his first World Cup. So any similar comparisons? Probably not, but.
They're very different players in terms of stature and style. Haaland did not have as much notoriety as Messi, but definitely had enough to really burst onto the scene.
Yeah. Yeah. And again,
it also helped Messi that he is from Argentina, a very soccer heavy nation. Haaland is Norwegian, not quite as soccer crazy, but
that's important.
After the World Cup run that they just had, maybe some more soccer fans from Norway for a pretty good Norway team.
Yeah, 100%,
we do have one box left in the college. I'll get to that in just a minute, but we'll talk about some of the other series that we have first before I dive into exactly what's going on there in the college. Field of Dreams baseball mixer. We had the Field of Dreams game this weekend between the Phillies and the Twins. Don't see any Phillies memorabilia here, and I don't see Twins on the divisions either.
Ironic, isn't it?
So maybe we got that wrong in terms of the teams. But we have Shane Bieber on the game-worn baseball cap, Sammy Sosa on the baseball bat, Edgar Martinez and Tony La Russa, 2 Hall of Famers. The dual-signed baseball. It's a Hall of Fame baseball, so that is the connection there. They're both Hall of Famers. And again, multiple signatures means more value for the item. But my favorite item is the Miguel Cabrera jersey. Miguel Cabrera, one of the most underappreciated, I would say, big-time hitters of this generation. 2-time MVP, Triple Crown winner, World Series champion with the Marlins back in 2003 on one of the all-time great Marlins teams. Miguel Cabrera on the jersey, available in that single for just $64. And I'm going to say that a Miguel Cabrera autographed jersey is probably going to run in the, I would say in the 300 range, but I'm guessing that would be a little conservative.
Yeah, and this is of course, if you guys start seeing pro style jerseys, shout out to Rip. He's kind of changing the verbiage around here. Was at a recent show talking about custom jerseys. Obviously different from license, but apparently the verbiage he was hearing out there that a lot of people out there are calling them pro style. So has a little bit of a nicer vernacular to it, but I'll see what Miguel Cabrera is going for. Now, I will say this, and shout out to my guy Hawk Harrelson. He said that Miguel Cabrera, and keep in mind, Hawk Harrelson, if you don't know, a multiple Ford Frick Award winner for Best Broadcaster. The guy's been around the game of baseball for over 60 years at the pro level. He said he's one of the 5 best right-handed hitters he's ever seen.
I mean, it's very hard. It's very hard to argue against anything Miguel Cabrera did.
And even starting his career right with Florida back in 2003, not too bad. You won a World Series in your rookie year.
Yeah, pretty good.
He is one of just 5 players in MLB history to hit a walk-off home run in his debut. So, he started off with huge prodigal talk up, and obviously he finished it off as well. So you and I are big Miguel Cabrera fans. I feel like, and, I do want to hear your opinion on this. Speaking of a legend, a guy like Russell Westbrook just retired 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I feel like because people nowadays are such prisoners of the moment in sports, you kind of remember the player for how he was towards the tail end most when you recently saw him. Maybe it's because Miguel Cabrera doesn't get the love that he probably does deserve. Because again, the last 5-6 years of his career, he completely lost his power. Didn't have any power in his legs. Yeah, I mean, his last 20-plus home run season, Chinmay, was 2016. He retired in 2023. Yeah. So it was a very long, slow run to the finish line for him. So do you think that has any effect on how people talk about?
Oh, certainly, for sure. Yeah. Even Kobe Bryant at the end of his career didn't have sort of the accolades. The Lakers didn't even make the playoffs.
Thank God for the 61 point game.
So that was really the 60-point game was it. For Kobe Bryant. Double trouble here. I know the graphic says 12 boxes. It's actually 6 boxes. So each item or each box has 2 items in it. So it's actually 6 boxes, but we want to show that there's multiple items in each box. So it's 12 total items left in the series, but it'll be in 6 boxes. Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion Sam Darnold on the USC jersey. Antonio Gates on the football, and we talked about Sammy Sosa on the baseball bat in the Field of Dreams series. Sammy Sosa on the custom jersey in this Double Trouble series. We talked about the jerseys. We did a jersey break. I'm going to quickly jump to this college series. College series, all authentic helmets. There's only 1 box left. It is Hines Ward on a Georgia Bulldogs helmet. Hines Ward on a Georgia Bulldogs authentic. Now, Hines Ward is not a Hall of Famer yet. He is a Hall of Fame semifinalist I cannot believe I'm saying for the 10th year in a row. Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame semifinalist.
That's nasty. Man.
We believe Hines Ward is a Hall of Famer. I'm sure lots of people in the Pittsburgh area believe Hines Ward is a Hall of Famer.
Foog would agree.
I believe Foog would agree that Hines Ward is a Hall of Famer. And I believe that Hines Ward eventually will be a Hall of Famer. Get this helmet while you can. Even though it's not a Steelers lid, it's Hines Ward on the college lid. And he's going to be a Hall of Famer at some point. Again, it's the last box left, so you're competing for Hines Ward here. We have 7 spots still to go. I will run that $16 discount that we ran in the previous show. I will actually change that slightly. I'm going to modify it. Hines Ward in college wore number 19. So I'm going to do a $19 store credit back for Hines Ward specifically. So Hines Ward wore 19 in college, so I'm going to go $19.
I like that.
For the store credit back, and I will run a Chase wheel spin for everybody in that college break, separate from our game day series. So if you buy into that break and that break closes, we will have a wheel spin for everybody in that break.
I mean, you don't have to like Georgia. You don't have to like the Steelers. Hell, you don't even have to like Hines Ward.
And Hines Ward helmet retailing on Fanatics for $550.
It is going to be an authentic helmet.
It is going to be an authentic helmet. So that Hines Ward authentic on Georgia, the Hines Ward Georgia authentic, I looked it up earlier. $550 on Fanatics. That's what it's retailing for. What was the Miguel? Did you get a chance to check out Miguel Cabrera at all on the jersey?
On that. I'll take a look at that right now. And again, we always like to reference, for example, Fanatics is a great place to go just because of the fact that it's all certified, just like what we have everything as a COA here at Ultimate Autographs. But the Miguel Cabrera custom jersey here, I'm probably going to guess it's in the ballpark of what you said.
Yeah, I was thinking about 250, 300. Got some people here on Instagram. Paulo St. Clair, Cub fan 86. Rob might not be as welcoming as me.
No, shut the door on that.
Andy Treglia and Con 20. Seagal LG. Also joining on Instagram. Welcome. 18 people across 18 people across all our platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, and I said Facebook, right? Yeah. I was gonna say
the starting five.
I just don't want to repeat myself.
Where we are Ultimate Sports Entertainment, so we go by a lot of names. We're in a lot of places.
Yeah. So if you don't find us at Ultimate Autographs on Facebook, make sure you go to Ultimate Sports Entertainment. That's where we will be on Facebook. We are not Ultimate Autographs on Facebook. We are Ultimate Sports Entertainment.
Sounds like an elite network level.
Yeah.
Like ESPN better be lucky that we don't come up with that soon. So I'm kind of going back and forth between a couple of prices. And again, you like to look at reliable sources. For example, looking at TriStar here. I'm looking for anywhere between about $380 to $540.
Okay, wow.
Is what it's going for. But again, this is just one signature like what Cabrera has. However, an interesting thing for Miguel Cabrera, and this is just a nice thing for y'all to pay attention to out there, and how much inscriptions truly do matter. The price for Miguel Cabrera with multiple inscriptions that I'm seeing here also on TriStar, which is the 2012 Triple Crown, 12-time All-Star, 4-time batting champion.
I'm seeing it on the screen there. That's like all the inscriptions.
It's
like basically a stat jersey.
His whole career resume that's right here on the 2-4 on the back of the jersey. It's listed retail for $1,300. They have a sale going for $880.
Wow.
For that.
Yeah. So that's all the inscriptions. And the reason Rob brings that up is because you have inscriptions like Legion of Boom on the Earl Thomas lid.
Exactly. Yep. Great combo.
Hines Ward might have an inscription on that Georgia lid. Who knows? We've had inscriptions for Tom Brady before. So the inscriptions do really matter with the price point. Roger Craig in the Game Day series has the three-time Super Bowl champion inscription. The reason the inscriptions would increase the value for people who might be asking that question, the reason the inscription would increase the value is because it adds to the uniqueness of the item itself. Not every item is going to have that inscription, adds to the uniqueness of the item, and therefore adds to the value of the item.
Yeah, 100%. I'm really glad that you brought up the Tom Brady comparison. So we did a 7-time Super Bowl champion Brady inscribed on Tuesday night. And it's very rare to get him on a 7-time Super Bowl inscribed. Common was saying it's about an $800 difference.
Wow.
Just from the 7X SB champ. Just a couple letters, one number, and the X right after that.
Yeah.
That's how much of a difference it makes. So, again, much more rare for somebody to sign something like that. And again, it's already a discount on top of the discount, guys.
Yeah.
So please take advantage.
So where are we headed to, folks, in terms of the breaks? We are 6 to go in that Game Day single, 5 to go in that Game Day quad. Again, the Game Day series, part of that Chase wheel spin. So every break that we do in the Game Day series, that will be going into the overall Chase wheel spin for the end of the show. 1 to 100 store credit going back to whoever is the top spot there. Golden tickets, you might be wondering what we do with those golden tickets or what you can do with those golden tickets. And you can head to the locker for redeeming those golden tickets for unique, exclusive, one-of-a-kind memorabilia. Once you have those golden tickets, you don't need to worry about the breaks. You don't need to worry about randomizing into the division. You don't need to worry about calling the correct box number. If you have the requisite number of golden tickets and you see something in the locker that you like, go into the locker and just claim it with the golden tickets that you have. And then it'll be shipped directly to you. There's a very cool Emmitt Smith helmet in the locker. There's a great Jordan Love lid in the locker. There's a phenomenal Sterling Sharp lid in the locker. I know I'm talking mostly about Packers lids, but there's something for everybody in that locker. There's some Patrick Mahomes lids in there. I believe there's a couple Tom Brady lids as well in the locker. So plenty of great stuff in there for you. Be sure to check it out. And again, the only way to redeem stuff out of the locker, get those golden tickets. If you want those golden tickets, well, the Game Day series is where there are 6 golden tickets available. In that quick toss series, 9 golden tickets available. So 15 golden tickets are available right now in this break room that you guys can get after. Again, 7 to go in that double for the quick toss. Again, we mentioned plenty of double up opportunities there. NFC North, NFC West, NFC East, you can double up with Makai Lemon and golden tickets. AFC West, you can double up with Bo Jackson and Warren Moon. Who knows? There could be some hidden gems in there with the AFC North and AFC South to double up with the other golden ticket batches in that quick toss. The Game Day series, one of the double ups is Division 2. That also aligns with Mike Tyson on the glove, so you could get Mike Tyson and 3 golden tickets. And then the other golden ticket batch is Division 3. That aligns with the Cam Scatabo Arizona State jersey. So Cam Scatabo and 3 golden tickets would also be a potential double up there in the Game Day series.
Yeah, man, like you laid it out, there's a ton of possibilities and a great opportunity now. We got a little over 20 viewers tuning in right now. So this is an awesome opportunity for those where, again, we had the jersey pre-fill to get ourselves started. But right now is a better time than ever to take advantage while there's not a lot of orders coming in. Yeah,
and the college series, again, 1 box left in the college series. We know that it's an authentic helmet. We know it's a Hines Ward authentic helmet. We know it's Georgia Bulldogs. 7 spots to go in that single. $19 in store credit back for every spot. Why 19? Hines Ward wore 19 in college.
There you go.
So $19 back for every spot that gets bought into. And if that break closes, I will run a separate chase wheel spin for everybody in that break. Hines Ward on a Georgia authentic helmet, retailing at Fanatics for about $550. If and when he does get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, that value will go up. Rick Pickett in the chat saying, hey, Chinmay Rob again. Hey, Rick, how's it going? Just so I know for the future reference, what are favorite NFL teams? I'm a Packers fan, although my love for LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, would suggest otherwise. I am a LaDainian Tomlinson fan and a Packers fan. And Rob is a Arizona Cardinals fan.
Yeah, Cardinals fan and too much of a Kyler Murray fan.
Yeah.
So kind of like how you are with LaDainian, I am with Kyler. So basically why I became a Cardinals fan is because of Kyler Murray. So I'll be paying very close attention to Minnesota this year, especially because the Cardinals will be out of contention by week 1. So hopefully the same cannot be said for the Vikings. And, since we're on the topic really quick,
yeah,
obviously.
Week 1, Packers-Vikings.
Week 1, Packers and Vikings, exactly. So what's your read on the NFC North right now? I know you got a little bit of extra cheese in the race, obviously, with Green Bay, but as unbiased as you can possibly be.
Yeah, so it's going to be...
What are you thinking?
It's the toughest division in football top to bottom. You have 4 teams that all finished above 500.
Yeah.
You had all 4 teams finish above 500. The Vikings won 5 games in a row at the end of the year. The Detroit Lions are the odds-on favorites right now at DraftKings to win the division. And I believe since the current division format came about in 2002, there have only been 4 instances where a team that finished in last place in the previous year in the division did not go on to win the division. Across the league, somebody has done it. The Lions are the prime candidate right now for most people to keep that trend going. I would probably rank it. Ooh, this is tough. I would probably rank it how the odds makers are ranking it. Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings right now. That's how probably I would go. But I think I think the gap between Lions and Bears, like the top 3 gap, is very, very slim. Like I think I wouldn't be surprised if any of those 3 teams ended up winning the division.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would be very surprised if the Vikings ended up winning the division, but the top 3 teams, I don't think I would see any. I wouldn't be shocked in any way. Oh, you're all good, Rick. You're all good, Rick. Yeah, you didn't know. That's all good. Yeah. But I'm sure there'll be more opportunities for you to give away Packers memorabilia.
Time to pull out a Packer right now. You know what, Rick? You can make up for it for Chinmay. You can see how disgruntled he is. You can use your 6 golden tickets and get that Jordan Love.
Yeah.
From the locker.
Don't do that. That would be that'd be a bit too much. That'd be a bit too much.
But
don't do that. But that would be a bit much. But I appreciate the kind words, and hopefully we'll see more Packers out on the table soon, and Cardinals out on the table.
We see Packers all the time.
I saw Cardinals post like Jeremiah Love is dealing with ankle soreness now,
see that, yeah.
and it's like the Cardinals just can't catch any sort of break. It feels like.
You know, one thing I did see.
Carson Beck has a rib injury.
Yeah. So, with that illustrious quarterback room that they have, which, by the way, we do get their projected starter, Jacoby Brissett. We've seen him quite a bit here in the break room. But, yeah, I mean, look, I could cover the NFC West for my division and the NFC North for yours, if you even want to call it that. But, yeah, quick thing on the NFC North. I hate to say this, but I truly think that division might be decided by which team can avoid major injuries the most.
Yeah.
Because I think it really is threading the needle. You know, we have certain projections like Minnesota when they've been atop the food chain the last number of years with KOC and Brian Flores. They've been pretty defensive-led. You know, your Packers, I think they've had a pretty well all-around balanced attack, but obviously they're trying to fix their secondary. Their secondary isn't going to look as great if Micah Parsons isn't in there, so Parsons is going to be the linchpin to everything. But was it Brandon Cisse used the first-round pick
Cisse, the first-round
for
pick.
corner. So
and McClellan is going to be a good addition. Missouri boy is going to be there in the defensive line. Javon Hargrave was added.
Hargrave too
was added on the defensive line. So they should bolster up there. But really, honestly, you mentioned Jordan Love in the locker. This is a big season for Jordan Love. It's a big season for Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, because now it's like we're in year 5 now. Like, this isn't like Jordan Love is going to be the full-time starter for the first time in his career. Like, we're in year 5 now, and we need to see Jordan Love be sort of that top 5, top 10 quarterback, and like be dynamic with the offense and elevate these receivers. We need to be seeing that from Jordan Love for that offense to really elevate itself. They're an efficient offense, but they're built around running the football and Jordan Love not turning the ball over. But we're now in year 5 of this offense, right? Like, this was a hand-picked quarterback.
Needs to be more dynastic.
This is a hand-picked quarterback for Matt LaFleur. Like, you just got to be able to be more dynamic,
and I don't
than
think
running the football and playing clean passing game, which is still good to have. Yeah, still good to have.
That has a certain ceiling, though, right?
Yeah,
like, it's got a very high floor, but again, the dynastic plays, and I think a lot of it has to do with literally the health of your skill position talent. Unfortunately, Kraft Mac and Cheese, season-ending injury last year. Christian Watson, is he ever going to have 2 full healthy hamstrings at the same time? You know, obviously, you guys paid Jaden Reed. I think a very good move. I like Jaden Reed a lot. Romeo Dobbs is now gone. Who has at least been Romeo Dobbs is. You know who Romeo Dobbs is, but he got a guy that played a lot, a guy that was a nice safety
very
valve.
Consistent player,
very consistent player. But the other 2 teams that we haven't talked about from the Lions aspect, like you said on FanDuel, they are the heavy projected favorites, and I think understandably, they have the most money put into that team in the NFC North. Yeah, their obvious bugaboo, especially injury wise, their defense. They don't have
tons of injuries,
but it's not necessarily a well balanced defense. Their linebacking core is a huge question mark. Same with a lot of their corners, but they have one of the best safety tandems in the league, Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. Yeah. And again, like Micah Parsons to your team, Aiden Hutchinson is that to Detroit. But the biggest thing is, how healthy is Isaiah Pacheco going to be? He's going to be the David Montgomery replacement, but their top 3 on the offense is about as rock solid as they come. Goff, St. Brown, and Gibbs who we all get in the break room, by the way.
Yeah.
So I think that they're probably the best bounce back candidate, as you mentioned. But then going to the team that is the reigning champions, going from the hunters to the hunted, I think that's a big difference, especially for a young team. Now, I love what Ben Johnson said in recent days. Greatest offense ever, wants blowouts and shutouts. I like that. He holds them to a high accountability.
Absolutely.
Ben Johnson showed that he can hold this team to a lot of accountability. I think that there is a lot of smoke being blown up the Chicago Bears for what they did last year. A lot of a Cinderella type, big type moments, big type of comebacks. Those are very hard to replicate year after year.
Yeah.
But I do think that the Bears are going to be in it till the very end, barring, for all teams, catastrophic injuries. So for my projections for the North, tentatively right now, I would probably go Detroit 1, Chicago 2, Green Bay 3, Minnesota 4. But again, I think the 1 and 4 will be separated by a game or two.
I would probably lean similarly on paper. I obviously would go Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota, but I could see Chicago and Detroit flipping very easily there. I think for the Bears, there's obviously the comebacks and the never say die mentality. That's big, right? Also, Caleb Williams still didn't throw for 4,000 yards, still had issues with accuracy. Their defense still wasn't that great, leaned a lot on the run game.
Yeah.
So there are some drawbacks as well. And we saw this really with the Washington Commanders. The Commanders in Jaden Daniels' rookie season, they won 4 games on basically the last play of the game.
Yeah.
They were 4-0 on essentially what came to be the last play of the game. One was against the Bears. So
that was a wild one.
The idea that this type of run is sustainable is just wrong. The Kansas City Chiefs, they had 10. They were 10-1 in one-score games the year they ended up going to the Super Bowl for the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah.
And then the following year they're 6-11. So eventually you can't just keep winning close games at that level and have it be something that you can replicate.
Magic
the Bears'
runs out at
schedule
some
also
point.
gets tougher. Your teams that you play get tougher. They're unlikely to be that forgiving when they have a big lead, and they're not going to blow those leads all the time. So I think it was a good season for the Bears, but I could see where things slow down a little bit in terms of the win-loss.
Yeah.
The Bears will still be a very good team, but their record might not indicate it as much, just given the competition in the NFC North.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. And let's see. Dub Bears, the Iceman delivers.
Yeah. Rick is a Bears fan. I forgot about this.
Bears and Chiefs all the way. Yeah.
Bears and Chiefs.
A common clone. So talking about the Cardinals, I think that's going to be a consensus. Sadly, the Cardinals are kind of giving who knows? Maybe they can make a major league type movie out of them. Yeah. Who the hell are these guys? But look, I'll start with them. Go from the bottom to the top because I think the 3 top teams are again going to be separated by just a handful of games. But Mike LaFleur is going to have a lot to take over now. Very high praise again, 1 preseason game, but for his play calling and his adaptability, the Cardinals offense did look very fluid no matter who was in there. But again, the one thing that you can hang your hat on if you're a Cardinals fan, fantasy purposes, whatever you want to tune into a 325 start for on Sundays, is their offense in terms of skill position players. Now, the guy that's going to be throwing the pigskin to them consistently is going to be the big question. That feels like it's going to be a revolving door. I fully anticipate Brissett, Minshew, and Beck to all get a handful of starts this year. But again, Trey McBride broke the touchdown reception record last year. Again, Michael Wilson, 1,000-yard receiver.
Very good season.
Is Marvin Harrison really going to start to separate himself from his prodigal upbringing and his big draft hype?
I picked up Michael Wilson in the Dynasty League.
There you go.
Drafted him.
Smart man. And again, a guy that had great rapport with Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
So if he gets the start to start the year, that's probably going to be a must start for you in your Dynasty League. But again, the defensive side of the ball, the offensive line, they really have one consistent lineman in Paris Johnson. Was used as a first-round pick a few years ago. Hasn't been all that great, but their defense is old from some of their big-time skill position players. Their acquisitions, their drafting have not gone well at all. Josh Sweat, who was the big free agent signing for them last year, was very good. Calais Campbell is now gone. And Budda Baker is another year older, right? So how much longer can you keep churning out the same stuff? But it's the peripherals with them. They just don't have the skill position talent like the rest of the NFC West does. Going in any type of order, I'll go from 4-3, 2-1 here. I think the team, man, this is really tough. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Seattle takes the biggest step back, respectively. Yeah. I think 3 teams are going to make the playoffs out of the NFC West. So take that with what you will. But I think Seattle losing Clint Kubiak, losing Kenneth Walker, again, Jadarian Price has some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And again, I still think that they'll have a good offense, but obviously their backbone is their defense. It's going to be a matter of how many points can Seattle put up on a consistent basis, because their defense is going to keep them in every single game.
For sure.
But I think in the NFC alone, I can name on paper offense is more talented. 2 in the division, Los Angeles, San Francisco. NFC North, I can go to Chicago. I can go to Detroit. I can go any given Sunday, Green Bay.
Yeah.
And let's see how the Vikings look. They can look just as good as Seattle's offense, right? So that'll be the biggest question for them. I think the biggest boom or bust team in football is the Niners. I have them in second place. Hell, even their head coach can't avoid injury.
Yeah.
Unfortunate concussion stuff from a terrible accident he was
man.
in with Kyle Shanahan. But again, every single big name that you think of, even their biggest acquisition in Mike Evans.
Yeah.
You know, broken
Injury
collarbone
issues,
last year.
yeah,
Injuries. Ricky Pearsall's already going to miss a vast majority of the year.
He's done for the season.
Done for the season.
Yeah, he's
okay.
done for the season.
Okay, so done for the season. Hell, even worse. But again, McCaffrey, Kittle, all their big name guys, always question marks with them.
Purdy was hurt last year.
Yeah, Purdy was hurt. Nick Bosa and
Fred Warner.
And Fred Warner defensively. You know, young secondary for them as well. Huge boomer bust. And then, you know, I think the Thanos of the NFL on paper, right? And the LA Rams.
And they might get Aaron Donald back soon.
Remember the
officially.
last time that they were posed as Super Bowl or bust was their first year that they traded for Stafford. They had a Donald still always in his prime at the tail end of his career, and they won a Super Bowl. Reigning MVP, Adams, Nakua, Williams, potentially a Donald, Myles Garrett in a brand new home, arguably the best defensive player in the league. So that goes without saying. That's my NFC West outlook.
I think so. I think that's fair. One question on the Cardinals as we sort of pivot here to the break room. A little more than 20 folks watching here across our platforms. Where are we headed to, folks? That game day series, again, part of the chase. 6 to go in the single, 5 to go in that quad. We are 4 to go in the next jersey single. We did a jersey break earlier, pulled Lawrence Taylor. So where are we headed to next, folks? We talked a little bit. You mentioned Russell Westbrook a little bit, and we'll eventually talk about Russ. But if you're, as a Cardinals fan, and the Cardinals won't admit this publicly from their front office, but Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew, we've seen both of these guys play. We've seen both these guys play. They're perfectly capable backup quarterbacks to fill in for 2 or 3 weeks here and there while your starter is hurt. Perfectly capable guys that should be a backup on pretty much any, could be a backup on pretty much any NFL team, and you'd be comfortable with. But if you're the Cardinals and you saw Carson Beck look pretty comfortable in that first game, do you just say, you know what? Let's just see what we have with Carson Beck. Let's just name Carson Beck the starter, and let's just see if he's our franchise guy.
Yeah, I think it's all about. I mean, you could look. What's up, J-Rob? Good to see you, buddy.
J-Rob, how's it going?
Yeah, we're
one more day closer to football. We were talking about that earlier this morning. College football starts in 2 weeks. Week 0 for the college aficionados in 2 weeks, and again in that college series that we have, one helmet left in that college series. It is Hines Ward on the Georgia Bulldogs Authentic. $19 in store credit going to anyone who buys a spot in that college football single. And then if that break closes out, we will give away the Hines Ward, and then everybody in that break will get their own Chase wheel spin. So we will do one wheel spin for everybody who's in that break, and then one wheel spin for any game day breaks that close separately.
Trying to scratch that itch.
Yeah.
In the break room.
Let's get that Hines Ward Bulldogs helmet out here. It's an authentic helmet and retails on Fanatics for about $550. Could be more once Hines Ward does eventually get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
And I'll use a point that you always like to make. I think it's one of the best ones that any of our breakers make, specifically towards college. You know, college, 99 times out of 100 is one team forever.
Yeah.
You know, Hines Ward, and ironically, same loyalty to the Steelers as well.
Right.
But again, the rarity for guys signing on college, objective to the pros, is very night and day. Unless you're a guy like a Johnny Manziel, who obviously had his peak in college. Same with the Tim Tebow, right? Despite having limited NFL success, you always associate Tebow with being a Florida player, right?
Yeah.
So on very rare exceptions, but getting back to your point about how can I not talk about Carson Beck and the other Cardinals quarterback situation? I agree with you 100%, but to make it a comparison, look, the number 1 overall pick and reigning Heisman winner, and Fernando Mendoza, even he is going to be sat on the bench for a number of weeks behind a veteran in Kirk Cousins. I think it's only the due diligence of the Cardinals to do that. Again, brand new rookie, a guy that played a lot of college ball, but you got to adjust to a new system.
Sure.
All quarterbacks do, whether you're veterans, rookies. And again, Brissett and Minshew are, I think, two very good guys to learn from. They've seen everything in the NFL landscape. Rebuild, starting, losing teams, contending teams. They've been on every single one of those. So I think it's a good situation for Beck. Now, I don't think the Cardinals' bye week is like later in the season. I think it's like maybe week 9 or 10 for the Cards. So I don't know if they're going to wait that long. But I mean, you know, Mike LaFleur might have to show his cards really early, no pun intended, if the Cardinals' offense is really, really slow. Because the one thing I will say, if they just somehow by miracle get decent pass protection, Beck is, you know, decently mobile. He can move around in the pocket a bit. But the skill position player should make his life easier once he's inserted. Like you said, you know, the Hall of Fame game, take it with a grain of salt. He did seem very comfortable in and out of the pocket.
Yeah, and you know, he's played a lot of big-time games in college, right?
Yeah.
Played at Georgia, played at Miami, played in the national title game.
Yeah.
Had some great skill players for him at all those stops. So I do think Beck eventually will get that starting job at some point in this season. We'll do another quick wraparound here on the break page in just a moment. But Rob had talked about Russell Westbrook retiring after 18 seasons in the NBA.
Brody,
our triple-double king, won the MVP with the first season to first MVP to average a triple-double, right? Because I think Oscar Robertson did average a triple-double, but I don't know if he won MVP.
Did not win MVP.
Yeah, I don't know if he won MVP that year. So first MVP to average a triple-double in the season, and then Russ averaged a triple-double the following year as well in the NBA. I actually, one of my friends as like a gag gift got me a Russell Westbrook Lakers jersey.
One of your favorite Lakers players, I'm sure.
But it's funny you say that because Russell Westbrook is actually one of my favorite basketball players of all time.
Yeah.
I think the big thing with Russell Westbrook is not necessarily the like sort of star power and numbers and the ability to win games and be on some very phenomenal Thunder teams that he was on. I think it was just like the effort and intensity level of Russell Westbrook, like the emotion, the just sort of aggressiveness that he played with. Like there was a very funny tweet I saw with Russell Westbrook, and had nothing to do with like his basketball ability as such, but it was just like the emotion and intensity and aggressiveness that he showed. And a basketball writer tweeted, I'm no expert, I'm no medical expert, but I'm fairly confident that Russell Westbrook could scream an injury out of his body. And nothing describes Russell Westbrook more perfectly than that statement.
No, that's awesome. Again, a perfect encapsulation, which, by the way, just real quick, guys, we are 2 to go. J-Rob, who's in the chat saying another day closer to football. He wants to get another day closer to another break. He bought 2 spots in that fall start jersey.
Okay, 2 to go in that jersey. So 2 to go in that next jersey break. Again, we did have Lawrence Taylor in that first jersey break that we did in this show. So 2 to go in that next jersey single.
So, again, let's get that close, guys. Would be our second jersey, second break of the show. Look, I think that's it's so funny because that's exactly what I wanted to lead into. See, this is why the chemistry is seamless. Right? This is why they put us together for 4 hours a week here at UA. But I don't normally quote this guy really ever, but Nick Wright, I thought, had a phenomenal point based off of that. He said, you know, he has kids that are fully grown up, but he said any parent out there, that it could apply to any sport. If you want to teach your kid how to hustle, how to play, how to give it 100% of the time, it's Russell Westbrook.
Sure.
18-year career. And another point that Nick made was you couldn't tell if it was the first game of the preseason or game 7 of the NBA Finals. You could never tell.
Same dude.
Same dude 100% of the way. Speaking of an 18-year career, a 9-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champion, which, by the way, I completely forgot. He actually led the league in scoring in 14-15. That was the year that Durant had his Jones fracture in his foot. He led the league in 28 points per game. And then, of course, the year after Durant left, when he had that first historic triple-double, won MVP, almost 32 points a game, which is just one of the biggest statistical anomalies ever. 3-time assist champion, 9-time All-NBA to go with this 9-time All-Star, 2-time All-Star Game MVP, and, of course, that historic 16-17. I think the hard hustle and muscle, which what we correspond Derrick Rose with, him and Derrick Rose compared very similarly because
Same draft class, I believe.
2008. Yeah. Russ went 4, Derek went 1. It's funny because Russ was not the most popular UCL player, even the best UCL player, playing with Kevin Love at UCLA.
Yeah.
You know, he was always the guy, and then of course the number 2 to Durant in OKC. The guy is absolutely beloved in Oklahoma City.
For sure. Yeah.
He's gonna have a statue, his jersey retired, as he should. And for Westbrook, everywhere he played, always gave it 100%. But for me, the biggest thing with Russ, it's his biggest strength and biggest weakness. He is such an all-time regular season floor raiser to where you clearly saw it with a team that had Victor Oladipo, Andre Roberson, Sabonis, and Adams. No floor spacing at all.
Yeah.
Still brought them to an above-average league offense and willed that team into the playoffs in a tough Western Conference. An all-time floor raiser in the regular season. But his biggest strength also is his greatest weakness, his lack of willingness to adapt. Alongside Harden in Houston, alongside Bradley Beal in Washington, just a lot of stops that he had along the way after Oklahoma City. Couldn't really adjust into playing a smaller role. Hence why, unfortunately, he got magnified, which not all of it was on him, which is why he eventually had to go to a bench role with the Lakers to pair alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But regardless of all that, he is probably, I'd have to make my list, at least a top 15 point guard of all time, probably closer to top 10, and a legend in the game. And I think that once this is all said and done, I think his legacy is going to be fondly remembered upon.
Oh, absolutely.
As it should be.
And I think it is. I just think, obviously, the lack of playoff success, the Thunder went to a finals early in their tenure with Durant, Harden, Westbrook, and Ibaka, and never got back with that core. So I think that was kind of like that unfulfilled potential sort of lingers with a guy like Russell Westbrook. He obviously had his like stubbornness with the way he plays, like his hard-headedness with the way he plays, but that's part of like the belovedness as well, right? Like he never changed the way he played and was still as effective, if not more effective, in some of the seasons when he was the featured guy. I don't play basketball like Russell Westbrook. I wish I did.
Be very hard to.
My comparison, my basketball comparison for me is Josh Hart. And I would say Russell Westbrook is like an amplified version of Josh Hart.
Yeah, I think that's, I was going to say, people use the term, like, lovingly, the Walmart version. Yeah, and I would say that's
like
a pretty
Josh
good
Hart
comparison.
Is the Walmart version of Russell Westbrook.
And just one final thing. I think one of the biggest reasons on why I became a Russell Westbrook fan in general is just because of when the whole Westbrook thing started.
Yeah.
And he came out, I mean, he is such a family guy. At the end of the day, he always wore his heart on his sleeve. But also, whether it was Oklahoma City or where he was born and raised in the Los Angeles area as a kid, he always gave back to his community. And he's such just a positive and fun-loving guy. He's incredibly easy to root for.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'm interested to see, because of his fire and ferocity, maybe he transitions to TV like a lot of players
Potentially.
do. Maybe a coaching situation. I could see him and his
possible.
IQ.
Yeah.
People might question his IQ, but I think it was because of his recklessness. You got to take the good with the bad, with the way that he played. So
he's probably one of the few players in the NBA in history at a star level. He's probably one of the few players who was often like a scapegoat on a championship caliber team, but then became very beloved very quickly after that.
Yeah.
Because of Durant leave. Like, he was probably a scapegoat for many OKC fans who felt that he wasn't helping Durant enough.
Yeah.
And then when Durant left, Westbrook probably became like this immediately became a 180, like very beloved player who like would never leave. Like, you never thought he would leave Oklahoma City. Eventually, obviously things didn't quite materialize, but
became
like,
business later.
He was, he stayed through the course of what you would consider to be like the Oklahoma City tenure for what you wanted to be for that core.
Yeah, it's crazy that you mentioned a scapegoat for that. For those that don't remember, first and only finals he went to in 2012, him, Durant, and Harden. Magic Johnson, halftime at ESPN, said it's the worst point guard play he's ever seen from a point guard in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
And that was Russell's first, it was his fourth season in the league, but it was his first time on a national stage. And for him to get, like you said, scapegoated for something like that, I think they got gentlemen swept in that 2012 finals. But if you look at the box scores, very, very close losses that OKC had. But again, Russell, I mean, we all come up short in those situations sometimes. But again, an all-time great, a guy that I don't know if I can remember. I don't think I've ever seen Russ in the break room. I don't know if you can. I don't think I can. I don't know if I can recall
Thunder
Russ.
players.
Yeah.
You've seen Chet Holmgren, Alex Caruso, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Haven't seen Russ, though.
We've seen Durant on either
seen
Suns
Durant
or Rockets
on
stuff.
Rockets.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Russ.
Shockingly.
But it's surprising.
He's got more
Have
time
not
to sign
seen
now.
Now we'll see Russell Westbrook in the break room once he's retired and has a little bit more time on his hands. Joshua Burton saying, missed my last spot on jersey 7. Now got to wait till single 8 fills up. No worries, Josh. We're close there. We believe we were we were 2 to go.
He just closed it out.
2 to go. Oh, he closed it out. Okay,
closed it out. I believe so.
I'm seeing 0 of 8, so it is closed.
Yeah, Josh, you actually got 1 spot, my friend. So you did close that out. It was him and Tyler Bush. So
cool. All right.
Single
jersey
number 8
coming up here. So jersey single number 8 will be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
I will get a box number for you guys. So jersey single number 8.
Yep, I'd love to have the inverse effect of last show. Last show, we got off to a red hot start with 2 pre-fills and then kind of, tailed off a little bit. I'd love the opposite here, guys. Let's get red hot here in the second hour of the show.
So Joshua Carson, Timothy Pauly, William White, Joshua Roebling, Tyler Bush, Josh Burton, all in this jersey break. Hey, Tyler chiming in. Say what's up, guys.
What
Tyler,
up, Ty?
just in time. So Joshua Carson, Timothy Pauly, William White, Joshua Roebling, Tyler Bush, and Josh Burton in this break. Give me a box number, if you guys so please, in jersey number 8. Again, those jersey numbers will be scrolling on the bottom there in that ticker where it says boxes remaining, and they're coming across the screen right now. 2 through 4, 7 through 8, 11 through 19, 23 through 26, and 28, all available in the jerseys. I'll give you guys some time here. A lot of newbies in the jersey breaks. I know we had John Allen in the first jersey break, and number was called a little bit later, so I'll give you guys a little bit more time there. Tyler's saying 7.
7.
And 7 should be available, so we're good on that. So thank you very much, Tyler.
We'll
randomize you guys up 7 times around this show. Is the dice roll for this show is 7, so we'll go 7 times around in the randomizer. Good luck, everybody. Joshua Roebling, you've got the NFC North as well as the AFC North. So King of the North there, Joshua. Tyler Bush, you've got the NFC South. William White has the NFC East. Timothy Pauly's got the NFC West as well as the AFC South. Joshua Carson has got the AFC East, and Josh Burton has got the AFC West. Good luck, everybody. Box number 7, as per the box call from Tyler. Let's see what we got here. Ooh.
What do we got?
It's a guy who was actually on one of our shows back in the day. We talked about Lawrence Taylor joining the break room. Here's a guy who was on a show that Rob and I did. He's a Hall of Famer from the 2002 class, Monsters of the Midway, a Super Bowl champion. It is the Danimal, Dan Hampton, on the Bears jersey. It's the blue and orange. That is going to be an NFC North hit. That is going to go to Joshua Roebling. Dan Hampton, again, the Hall of Fame inscription, Hall of Fame 2002 for Dan Hampton. Congratulations, Joshua. You are going home with a Dan Hampton Bears jersey.
Awesome stuff there. Way to go, Josh. J-Rob put some good faith in the chat, said he was a day closer to regular season football.
Yeah.
And football season starting for him early. Dan was such a joy to have, man. Such a funny guy. Only athlete you and I have had on our show. Saturday morning stuff. So, fun fact about Chinmay and Bears items, when he first started here, he actually had to wear gloves. His skin would burn anytime that he would touch a Bears item. So, once we got Dan on, he cleansed them, and I was able to open Bears items with anybody else. But Dan Hampton, man, a legend, college football Hall of Famer with the Razorbacks, and like you just mentioned, 2002 Pro Football Hall of Famer. Very, very nice. And by the way, Tyler Bush, want to give a shout out to Tyler, man. I know Nicolette about 2 weeks ago put it on socials, but I got to say, man, a top break room moment that me and Robbie had. So Tyler, he was mentioning that his son Griffin, they always end up watching the break room together. I'm sure Griffin's watching right now. So he got a spot in the series, Chinmay, with one spot for a double. Tyler's son called both boxes.
Yeah.
With one spot, he doubled up with one spot.
Wow.
Yeah. So
very well done.
It was a really cool moment.
Joshua saying that's his first win. Congratulations,
Hey,
Joshua.
J-Rob.
Not a bad first win to have. A Hall of Famer on the jersey. Not a bad first win. Hopefully we'll see what many more wins for you in the break room, Joshua. Quickly run around the break page once again. We'll go to the quick toss. Quick toss. We did 6 quick toss helmets in the 9 a.m. show. Haven't broken into this series in this noon show, but I'm sure we will start getting there eventually. Again, all replica helmets in this series. If we pull a replica helmet and you win it, you get $150 in-store credit in addition to the helmet. Plenty of double-up opportunities here. NFC North, 3 helmets in the NFC North among the headliners. Randy Moss, Aiden Hutchinson, and Devin Hester. We do not see Devin Hester a whole lot in the break room, especially on the retro authentic Bears lid. Do not see that all that often. NFC West double up. Earl Thomas and Kyron Williams. Earl Thomas with the Legion of Boom inscription. Again, an athlete that we do not see a whole lot in the break room, especially with the Legion of Boom inscription. Makai Lemon, a rookie on the throwback retro Eagles lid. Makai Lemon would double up with the 3 golden tickets in the NFC East. And the golden tickets, again, you can redeem items in the locker. Unique, exclusive, one-of-a-kind memorabilia in the locker. You can redeem that with the golden tickets. AFC West, you can double up with Bo Jackson and Warren Moon. And then Darrell Revis is a listed headliner, could double up with a hidden gem there. Again, all replica helmets that get pulled in this series, you automatically receive $150 in store credit in addition to the helmet itself. Game Day Multisport Mixer, this is going to be our Chase wheel spin for this noon show. And you can triple up in this game day, actually, or once this loads. You can triple up with Erling Haaland, Tony Gonzalez, and Kurt Schilling in this Manchester City, Atlanta Falcons, and Arizona Diamondbacks division. You can triple up there. Roger Craig, the 3-time Super Bowl champion and 2026 Hall of Famer Roger Craig. Again, the Super Bowl champ inscription is on this Speedflex helmet for the Niners. He doubles up with Anthony Rizzo on the baseball bat. Rizzo, I know the Cubs are also a division here, but this Rizzo bat is a Yankees hit. So Rizzo and Roger Craig would double up in this break. 2 sets of golden tickets, the 3 golden tickets for division number 2, which also includes this Mike Tyson boxing glove. Mike Tyson famously said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Mike Tyson on the boxing glove, available with 3 golden tickets as a potential double up in this game day mixer. Cam Scatabo on the Arizona State jersey, also available with golden tickets. So you can double up there with Scatabo and golden tickets as well. Plenty of double ups in this game day multisport. But that Haaland jersey, you know, we talked about it a little bit. Soccer memorabilia, we don't see it all that often in the break room. We've got Lionel Messi, we've got Vinicius, we had Ronaldo, we've had Olivier Giroud before. We had a Landon Donovan jersey with the LA Galaxy.
Yep.
So we've seen soccer memorabilia before. Erling Haaland, we've had a decent amount actually in the break room. We've had an Erling Haaland cleat. We've had an Erling Haaland soccer ball. So we've seen him a decent amount. The soccer memorabilia prices will shock you.
Yeah.
We had a Lionel Messi Argentina jersey. And this was the first time that I had seen a Lionel Messi Argentina jersey. This was pre-2024 Copa America. Or sorry, this would be post-Copa America, but pre-2026 World Cup. So Copa America had happened, but the most recent World Cup run had not. But Messi had won his international trophies. That Messi jersey was retailing on Fanatics. Again, this is a Fanatics retail, was going for $4,400. $4,400. And by the way, this is the crazy thing. it was sold out. So it's one thing to list the memorabilia for that price. It's another for it to be sold out at that price. This Erling Haaland jersey on Fanatics is going for $900.
Yeah.
And Erling Haaland is at the early stages of what is going to be a phenomenal career. He's already top 25 in Premier League goals all time. If he continues at the pace he's on for only 2 more seasons, he would become a top 10 Premier League goal scorer of all time, even if he only played 2 more seasons in the Premier League at the same pace. He's already the most efficient goal scorer for 100-plus goals in the Premier League. This guy is phenomenal. He had a great run with Norway at the World Cup just now. He's probably going to play in at least a couple more World Cups, so he could be a great challenger to Mbappe for overall World Cup total goals. So Haaland is a phenomenal get, and get him now. Rick Pickett is saying Haaland framed even higher, as high as 1,500. Woo. But Haaland, I'm telling you, could go way beyond that if we expect his career to pan out as it's going to. So you can get Haaland, but also you can double up and triple up with Tony Gonzalez and Kurt Schilling in that same division in this game day mixer.
Yeah, I was looking up, I'm glad that we're circling back around to that. So before I looked up the Miguel Cabrera stuff, I looked up Schilling. I'm anticipating to see Schill on a jersey. Don't know that for sure. Yeah. But the last couple of times we have seen Schilling, we have seen him on jersey, so just assuming so. It's going for about $250 to $300 on the Falcons website. For their pro shop for a Gonzalez rep is going for about $500. Okay. So let's just say it's about $750. Yeah. And then you add the Haaland, right, for $900. We're talking about what, $1,650?
Yeah. We're somewhere in that ballpark. About $1,700 in total value there.
Not bad.
And you could get all 3. If you get in that quad, you could get all 3 for the price point of $320. I mean, even if you land one, even if you land just the Haaland, you've already made up your money. Yeah. In that quad.
Yeah, I remember what Rick was saying earlier.
We are 5 to go in that single, by the way. We are 5 to go in that single.
Yeah, I was going to say what Rick was saying this morning when Reggie won that quad.
In that quad, yeah.
So 300% money back on his investment just from the
Brady alone.
Right? Yeah. So
Field of Dreams. We had the Field of Dreams game this weekend. Still got some items here. 5 headliners left in 11 boxes. Shane Bieber on the game-worn baseball hat. We're getting a lot of Shane Bieber game-worn stuff. May need to sign him to a UA exclusive. Edgar Martinez and Tony La Russa on the Hall of Fame baseball dual signed. Multiple signatures, just like inscriptions. Multiple signatures means more value for the item. Sammy Sosa on the baseball bat, the famous home run chase of 98. Sammy Sosa available on that baseball bat. And then my favorite, Miguel Cabrera on the Tigers pro-style jersey. Miguel Cabrera, 2-time MVP, World Series champion, a Triple Crown winner. Didn't, as Rob mentioned earlier in the show, didn't quite finish his career as strong as he had started it. Maybe a bit of a forgotten slugger in the 2010s and 2020s, but one of the all-time great hitters, and will be in the Hall of Fame when he eventually does become eligible in a few years.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, I want to circle back on, because we talked about the Miggy price point. We talked about overall the awesomeness of Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
But
Field of Dreams single, $64. Miguel Cabrera jersey going for around $400.
Yeah, around $400. Now, I was trying to track down a price comparison for the La Russa and Edgar co-sign ball.
Okay.
Because again, it's very interesting, me trying to wrap my brain around it. So did Tony and Edgar just meet up, one time, just get some drinks, and it's like, hey, we got a pen, we got a couple balls around. So funny thing is, I looked up, La Russa and Edgar co-sign baseball. First link you get is this exact series for the Field of Dreams on Google.
So that might honestly be a one of one.
It is very, very rare. Now, again, you might want to get the only thing that you could probably do for comparison, you look at a La Russa Hall of Fame signed ball and an Edgar. You combine the two. That's probably what you're going to get. But you're talking about 2 pillars of baseball, one from a manager, one from a DH. People would now consider probably David Ortiz to be the greatest designated hitter of all time, and rightfully so. But before Poppy transitioned from a first baseman to a full-time DH, that DH position was so obviously Edgar Martinez, and it wasn't even close. One of the clutchest hits in Mariners history, not the clutchest, driving in Ken Griffey Jr., walking off the Yankees and winning their first playoff series since going from the Pilots to the Mariners.
Yeah.
Big moment in their franchise's history. Again, he's got his own porch out in left field, Edgar's porch.
Yeah.
Out at, God, what the hell do they call it now?
I think it's T-Mobile Park, right?
I think it is T-Mobile Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be Safeco.
Safeco, yeah.
Now it's T-Mobile, I think.
T-Mobile Park. So, beautiful park, which I feel ashamed of. I saw a game there last April. I don't know what the hell I can remember it. But I mean, this is a really cool spot, especially because of exclusive baseball mixers. If you kind of had to put it on a pie chart of 0 to 100%, how many of our breaks would you say are strictly just football? Probably about 80, 70?
Yeah, I'd say about 75, 80%.
So for people that are not just fans of football, again, baseball, this is an exclusive baseball series. These do not come around often. I would probably say, again, it's the Field of Dreams. It's a specialty thing.
Yeah.
I would be willing to say we are probably not going to have another exclusive baseball series probably until the postseason. We might not have until September, October, guys. I would be willing to bet.
I would be shocked if we get another Edgar Martinez, Tony La Russa baseball dual signed.
Yeah.
In any capacity. Forget Hall of Fame baseball. I would be shocked if we get another one of those rolling through Ultimate Autographs here. We should honestly, that should be a thing that we should try to do. We should try to get just random athletes signing, like guys who you would think have no connection to each other, dual signing or triple signing helmets. Like let's have Zay Flowers, George Pickens, and Jamar Chase. Like 3 receivers, two who still play in the AFC North.
That's their only connection.
2 who still play in the AFC North and 1 who used to play in the AFC North. But let's see what that does.
I think you're getting me excited. I would love it if we had stars from different sports signing on one item.
Oh, yeah.
That would be like if I'm thinking like Paul Skeens and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But the next question would be, what do you sign on? One thing they have in common could be cleats. Maybe,
yeah, but you could do like Paul Skeens and Joe Burrow, LSU.
Dude, that's
right.
Sick. That is great. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other athletes, but you could do like a. It's got to be a college, I think, dual sign for athletes cross sport. I think college would be.
Glad you said
one.
Joe Burrow and not Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
So
hey, we're not. We get some Jaden Daniels memorabilia. we're very supportive of Jaden's causes. So I'm not touching that one as far as Jaden Daniels goes. But we do get some Jaden Daniels memorabilia here. But yeah, I was thinking LSU athlete. That Jamar would be another one, right? LSU athlete that we get a lot. So I was just thinking of LSU athletes that we don't get all that often.
Yeah, for sure. And again, guys, keep in mind, we are actually starting to see, this is the time of the year where we're starting to see the break room start to get some fresh new names in it. Talked about Jadarian Price, beautiful speed flex on Tuesday. Makai Lemon, who we still have on that retro.
Rookie on the in the quick toss.
Exactly. So start to see a lot of new names. Is there and again, feel free to let us know out there. Going into this football season, Chinmay, is there a name that we don't usually see all that much? Maybe a brand new rookie that you'd like to see in the break room for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I'm going to quickly highlight this double trouble.
Yeah, go on.
Because we still have Sam Darnold on the USC lid. On the USC jersey. We still got Sammy Sosa on the Cubs jersey here. You can get Sammy Sosa on this jersey and then go in the Field of Dreams and get Sammy Sosa on the bat. And you could pretend to be Sammy Sosa, as so many of us did back in the day. Antonio Gates on the football, arguably the greatest undrafted player of all time. One of the greatest tight ends of all time. We had Tony Gonzalez in game day, but Antonio Gates, another contender for that in this double trouble mixer. We've already done a couple jersey breaks. We pulled Dan Hampton on the last jersey break. We pulled Lawrence Taylor on the first jersey break. So the jerseys will be replenished there, and hopefully we can do a couple more of those jersey breaks. Rob was talking about a rookie that you want to see in the break room for this upcoming football season, or a sort of breakout type of player, right?
Yeah.
So I think obviously we've gotten him a lot. Colston Loveland. We've gotten Colston Loveland a lot. We've gotten Luther Burden a lot. Obviously, being Bears guys, they tend to be easier for us to procure. So those two would be good candidates. I think, obviously, Makai Lemon has an opportunity to be in a prominent position. I would say Jordan Tyson, the Saints receiver, is a good get. Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 overall pick, is obviously, an easy one to grab as well. Yeah, there's some really good possibilities for rookies to get into for this upcoming season.
Glad you mentioned some rookie wide receivers. Like, I think Bob Boulay with one of the best suggestions we've ever had here.
Well,
the common bromance
I mean,
is...
Hey, they both played in Kansas City. I can tell you that they both played in Kansas City, so that would be a Kansas City themed division there. Mahomes and Messi signing on the same item again. Like, what would you sign on? Right? That would be the question. Like, what would you sign on? Maybe you could do like in that Geico commercial. They had a hybrid between a football and a soccer ball.
Yeah,
you could do a hybrid of that and have Mahomes and Messi sign on that. But like it would be interesting if we can request like just random athlete signings.
That would be, again, you go into a nice little customization machine.
Jeremiah Love would be another guy that
Jeremiah Love
I
would
would
be
be
great.
interested in landing here.
Yeah, would have to take out a second mortgage, Bob, to get a Mahomes and Messi co-sign. For me, I would love Carnell Tate. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think Carnell Tate. I think he's going to be an instant impact guy for Cam Ward with Tennessee. Can make them a sneaky, fun team to watch this year, and Lord knows they need that.
A couple guys that we have seen actually. Akeem Mesidor for the Chargers.
Yeah,
we've seen a good amount.
D'Angelo Pons
as well, and Dezon Stribling for the 49ers. And Stribling could have a bigger role now with Ricky Pearsall out for the season. So Stribling was another guy that I have seen at times here in the break room.
Okay, that'd be a first. That's pretty cool. So, again, feel free to let us know as well, guys. What do you any newbies that
Carson
you'd like
Beck
to see?
could be one.
Carson Beck, big name. Hopefully, it only appreciates in value. But yeah, looking across the break page, 6 to go on the jersey quad, 6 to go on the quick toss double. Game day, 5 to go on the single and quad.
Yeah. And then game day is the chase wheel spin. So any breaks that close in that game day series, we will spin the 1 to 100 wheel at the end of the show. Top spot draw there gets a 1 to 100 UA store credit amount. Another special we got going on today for this show. College series, 7 to go in that last single. It is a Hines Ward authentic Georgia Bulldogs lid. Hines Ward Georgia authentic helmet. Going for around $550 on Fanatics. I am taking $19 off the spot, so you can get in for under $100 in that single. 19 because that's the number that Hines Ward wore in college. And if that break closes, I will run a separate chase wheel spin for everybody in that college break specifically.
Nice.
So in theory, you could walk away with Hines Ward for free.
Yeah, literally. And again, shout out to we got already one spot taken. That was from the last show.
We already got one spot in there, but again, you get that store credit. That's $97 for the single there. You potentially win the Hines Ward, and you potentially get the wheel spin.
Yeah.
And who knows what the Rob spun a 14 last time, so I'm bound to spin a high number. That's just how it works.
So
if I spin something in the 70s or 80s, you're walking away with Hines Ward for potentially like $20.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a great point to, so I mean, like, even if you bought these last 7 spots for $19 a piece, getting it back, 133 back in store credit. So, yeah, I mean, it's basically no doubt about it. You're going to be getting more bang for your buck for that value, especially if you're a big college fan, too. Like, we got this special requested college series.
The funny thing is this Hines Ward could actually go up in value if and when he does make the Hall of Fame with the Steelers. Mm-hmm. So this is one of those rare items that actually, even though the player is retired and is not playing anymore, there is still a potential accolade to be had there with the Pro Football Hall of Fame that could add to the value of the college lid.
Exactly.
Got about 30 minutes left in this show. We've done a couple jersey breaks, but haven't seen much action elsewhere. 5 to go in that game day single, 5 to go in that game day quad as well. Again, we mentioned can triple up in that game day quad. You can triple up with Erling Haaland, Tony Gonzalez, and Kurt Schilling. That Haaland jersey, close to 4 figures, just under 4 figures, about $900 on Fanatics. Let's say you only win the Haaland in that quad. You've already made up your value almost 3 times over.
Yeah.
Even at $320, you only just have to win the Haaland. But again, you could also win the Tony Gonzalez and the Kurt Schilling items from the same spot because it's a Falcons Man City and Diamondbacks division.
Yeah, even if you see something, and again, this applies to any single division that we have, guys, you can obviously, even if you see something that you like that you already have, keep adding on. Keep adding on to your collection because, again, this is currency.
Like, you know, you pay $320, which is not a you know, low price point by any means. But let's say you end up with Cam Scatterbo and the golden tickets. The golden tickets will redeem you an item that is a 4-figure item in the locker. None of the items in the locker are under 4 figures.
No.
So the 3 golden tickets are basically, they carry with them a 4-figure valuation. You throw in a Cam Scatterbo Arizona State jersey autographed as well. That probably runs you another, you know, $250, $300.
Yeah.
So you're probably you're looking at, again, maximizing your value. Even though that quad price point can be intimidating, there are still some big ticket items here which could more than make up for that, even if you don't double up or triple up or quad up in those divisions.
Yeah, and on top of that as well, you want to talk about the best bang for your value.
We are 6 to go in that quick toss double. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're good.
But we are 6 to go in that quick toss double, and again, the double ups there are tremendous. NFC North, you can double up.
Yeah.
NFC West, you can double up. AFC West, you can double up. The NFC East, you could double up with Makai Lemon and golden tickets. You get the best of both worlds there. You get a rookie in a prominent role on a contending team at the start of his NFL career, but then you also get the golden tickets where you can go into the locker and get an established name for tons of value there. So that could be the best of both worlds if you're a collector. You get a rookie whose value is more than likely going to increase, and an established name out of the locker for 3 golden tickets.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to just use that example, right, like Chinmay just said, the NFC East and Makai Lemon, I mean, that is about as good of a double up as we can offer in the break room because those 3 golden tickets. Now, for those that tune in a lot on Mondays and Tuesdays that are here with us, we have, of course, that patented Stash Your Cash series. We approximate the value. Again, I've never seen anybody cash golden tickets to this day in the Stash Your Cash because of how valuable it is to the break room. It's $1,200 back in store credit for 3 golden tickets.
Yeah.
And that is just an approximation of what we value for that.
Yeah.
So think about that for how much those golden tickets are worth. And like Chinmay said, a guy like Makai Lemon.
Yeah.
So
we are also 6 to go in that jersey quad. So we've done a lot of jerseys. So we are 6 to go in that jersey quad as well. Jonathan saying, how do I know if I won if I can't watch? You will get an email. You will get an email. You will get a winner's notification if you won an item, even if you're not watching. You will get a winner's notification or an email. When that break happens, we will assign a winner on our end here, and then you will get the notification. So even if you're not watching live, you may know if you won, or you will know if you won because you will get a notification, and then you can see what time you got that at. Like, you can see what time you got the email or the winner's notification at, and then you can go back in that particular show and watch the break live.
exactly. Which, by the way,
Great question.
No, awesome question. Again, we encourage any and all questions. As my mother used to say, the only dumb question out there is the one that stays inside of your head. So do not let that happen. Now, speaking of, because again, we just used Makai as an example here.
Yeah.
So I actually found a copy and paste, same one. It's actually a retro Eagles, this is gorgeous,
it's
guys.
pretty much exactly the one that we have.
It's got a Beckett cert on here. It's going for a little over $1,000 on Steiner Sports.
Wow.
Yeah, for an authentic, not a speed flex, an authentic retro, which is crazy. Same exact one, copy and paste.
So nearly $1,000 for a guy who hasn't played an official NFL snap yet. That's how valuable Eagles memorabilia is. That's how valuable people think Makai Lemon is going to be. So that NFC East double up in the quick toss is no joke with Makai Lemon and golden tickets.
No, like I said, I mean,
Jonathan saying thank you. Today is the first day.
Awesome, Jonathan. Welcome in.
Welcome to the break room. Favorite team? How'd you find us?
Yeah.
Let us know.
2 very important questions. And by the way, if you have any,
Pretty much the only questions that matter from our end. Favorite team and how'd you find us?
On top of that, too, for references, right? If you really enjoy what you like here at UA, we got to refer a friend. We have our ad contest. Yep. We had somebody that picked up his first win yesterday in Joshua Burton. Add that to the ad contest. Send it to marketing@ultimateautographs.com. Get yourself some more coin. We shouldn't be allowed to give up this much free coin, but we are. We are very, very lucky to do so.
The first half of the Bears and Browns game has just come to an end.
Oh.
And it is 10-10
Nice.
Deshaun Watson has played the whole first half
Not nice.
for the Browns. Jonathan saying Facebook and go Niners.
Hey, Niners are a great.
Well, Niners are a great thing to have in the break room. And we have plenty of 49ers. In fact, I would interest you in this Roger Craig Speed Flex. 3-time Super Bowl champion Roger Craig on the Speed Flex just got into the Hall of Fame. That is available in that game day mixer. Again, game day mixer. You could double up Roger Craig with Anthony Rizzo, actually. They are in the same division. This Niners and Yankees division is the same. So if Craig and Rizzo both come out and you're in that Niners and Yankees spot, that would be a double up for you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that game day, $80 in that single. You could get a Roger Craig Speed Flex with an inscription for $80. And Rob, I could run the numbers on that, but I'm guessing that it is not going to be retailing for $80 on Fanatics.
I can guarantee you that's going to be the case. Again, so many double and triple and quad ups in many series. To me, man, I know how golden ticket hungry this room is. So the fact that there's 15 golden tickets, and again, I understand, it's a Saturday. People are up and early. They're out with family, their kids, whatever it might be. Maybe they are working part-time jobs, full-time jobs out there. The viewership naturally goes up as our shows go along.
Sure.
We don't create that. We've been doing this live break room for over 6 years now. This is just the case. This is just how things are. But when that 6 p.m. primetime show hits, I know you and Rip probably say this a lot at the 3 p.m. Get in now before the viewership really, really starts to skyrocket. Because if you want to play in a break room, what are 2 things that breakers cannot stand? 1, waiting for breaks. 2, having to compete with a lot of other people for breaks.
Yeah.
So get your spots in now while you can, guys.
Bob Boulay in the chat while you two are here. Either of you have interest in going to a Blackhawks game at 4:30 on Black Friday. Right now it's Bob, Joe, and most likely Rip and Dom. Robbie is on a Caribbean cruise.
Yes, his honeymoon.
Okay.
His honeymoon.
Well,
yeah.
I don't have an answer for you just yet, Bob. I'll have to take a look at some other things going on, but I could potentially be interested. I
am definitely interested. And again, for us being some Chicagoans, you being me being a suburban boy, I've been to a Hawks game in probably 5 years, so that sounds awesome.
It's been a long time.
I will have to say though, Bob, and you'll be my alibi for this. Black Friday, I'm always working. I worked Black Friday last year with Robbie, so you're gonna have to be my alibi to get me out of my 12-3. So if you can get me out of my 12-3, I'll definitely be interested, man.
We'll get back to you. Appreciate the offer.
4:30 too. That's a good
start. Good start time. Good start time. It's a good start time for sure.
So
there is a Blackhawks division in this game day multisport.
Mr. Roenick. Yeah.
It's Jeremy Roenick as a secondary headliner, and he doubles up with another Chicago item. Chicago Cubs helmet, Joe Girardi, who's better known for his time with the Yankees. 3 World Series as a player with the Yankees, 1 World Series as a manager with the Yankees, but this item would be a Chicago Cubs item for Joe Girardi in the game day mixer.
Yeah, I'm just looking at our boy, Jeremy Roenick. Now, again, I am just, you know what they say about people who assume, and I'm going to make an ass out of myself, hopefully, here. I'm just looking at approximate value, as always, of a Jeremy Roenick signed Blackhawks jersey. Now, the biggest difference for that, right, is it going to be licensed or is it not going to be licensed? Because there is a difference. And by the way, what licensing is, for those that are not aware, anytime that you see a company brand or affiliation, maybe something as simple as the Nike swoosh logo, Mitchell and Ness, so on and so forth. So if this is a licensed jersey, right, I'm looking from this is authenticated. This is a Mitchell and Ness Jeremy Roenick, $600. $600 for an authenticated licensed Jeremy Roenick jersey. If it's a custom, I'm looking at it to be about $400. And hockey sweaters are nice, man. We're not going to be as spoiled with the nice warm August and September temperatures for very long.
Yeah.
Let me know when you know. I got you, Bob. Bob, you know my schedule probably by now. If you ever want to pop into a show soon and follow up with me, I'd be more than happy to follow up and let you know.
Yeah, so just drop that link in the chat for the college. Again, $19 off each spot in store credit for that Hines Ward Authentic. That is the last box in that college series. we could have a new series. We could potentially have a new series for you guys if that college box goes. Again, $19 in store credit for each spot that gets bought into. So you buy multiple spots. You like 2 spots, you get $38 in store credit back. Why 19? Hines Ward wore 19 in college as a member of the Georgia Bulldogs. And if that break does indeed close and we do indeed get Hines Ward out here on the table, I will give everybody who goes into that break a Chase wheel spin separate for our game day mixer Chase wheel spin. So game day mixer will have its own Chase wheel spin, and that college break will have its own Chase wheel spin for Hines Ward specifically. Hines Ward on the UGA Authentic helmet retails for around $550. Around $550. So let's say you buy one spot and you win Hines, you're basically 5xing your value in terms of the price point, because we take the $19 off. That's under $100 for a spot in that college single.
Yeah, and look, we understand that I'm sure a lot of you that played in that college series probably gobbled up the names that you were looking to get. So, but again, Hines Ward, very, very prominent name, very premier name, and we said that his Hall of Fame candidacy is probably going to be around much sooner rather than later. And especially, we get a lot of Bulldogs fans that I've seen here in the break room over my tenure here at UA. So, especially with that itch of the college season right around the corner.
Yeah, and let's say, you get Hines Ward, and then you're like, maybe I might want to trade it for something else. You can trade that Hines Ward. There's plenty of Bulldogs fans, as Rob mentioned. You could trade that Hines Ward for something that you really like in a different college series that comes around inevitably when we start getting more college series, because college football is getting rolling here.
Yeah, and so speaking of that college season real quick, I know you're always tapped into your Tigers. Any early feeling on how Mizzou's going to look this year?
Let's get the big screen out here for my Mizzou football.
you were waiting for this.
Mizzou football rant here.
Sitting for this.
So Missouri football, I'll have to look up the exact number, but I believe Missouri in the last 3 seasons is they're either tied for 3rd or tied for 5th in most wins among SEC teams.
Very impressive.
So Missouri is a top 5 program in the SEC in terms of just pure wins over the last 3 years. Last year they won 8 games, had some injury issues at quarterback, kind of lost the playoff chase a little bit. We got a new quarterback coming in, Austin Simmons, who was a starter at Ole Miss for Lane Kiffin, but then Trinidad Chambliss took over that job. If he was able to beat out Trinidad Chambliss, he's probably a pretty good passer, in my opinion. He's got the arm strength. The accuracy remains to be seen. We got one of his receivers to come along with him, Caden Lee. So we're looking pretty good there. Our top 2 running backs, you talked about Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price for Notre Dame. Missouri has a pretty good 1-2 tandem with Ahmad Hardy and Jamal Roberts. Ahmad Hardy, arguably the top running back in the country. So if Austin Simmons needs some more time to get acclimated, hey, just turn it around and hand it off to the running backs, man. I expect Missouri to be. I'm an optimist, obviously, as all Tigers fans are, and optimism and skepticism is one in the same for Tigers fans. It's essentially like a badge of honor that you wear as a Missouri fan. Like, you're an eternal optimist, but also know that something horribly wrong will happen.
Gotta be.
So I actually think this is going to be, again, a very good season for Missouri. Probably not a CFP team unless things go crazy right. I think they win 9 games. Okay. I think they're a 9-win team. I think they're 5-0 before the Texas A&M game at Columbia. And I'm Texas A&M has recruited very well. They have a better quarterback. They have better defense. Texas A&M is a great team, and I would be very surprised if we win against Texas A&M. However, we are fortunate in the sense, Missouri is fortunate in the sense that we get Texas A&M, Texas, and Oklahoma all at home. So the toughest games that we have outside of Georgia, we get those teams at home, and it's obviously easier to win games at home.
Yeah,
I think they win 2 of those 3 games at home. Now we need a swing game somewhere to go our way. So to get to 10-2 and make the playoff
for sure.
But I think 9 wins is definitely on the table. I think the over under for Missouri is 6.5. And I am obviously taking the over on that.
Wow.
Because I think they get to 5 wins in the first 5 weeks. So I would be very shocked if we don't hit 5 wins after the first 5 weeks. There's a game that we have to win in week 2 against a certain team from Lawrence in a state west of Missouri.
Good old border battle, huh?
That's a game that has to be won. And then after that, we can worry about some of the other games that need to be won.
Yeah, so I mean that's a.
But I think Missouri could.
Man.
But I think Missouri could be. So Missouri could be that team like when Texas comes to town. We could spoil Texas's season.
Yeah.
Oklahoma we have Oklahoma in the last week of the season. They're probably going to be contending for a CFP spot. We could ruin Oklahoma's season. That's how I'm looking at this Missouri team. Like, we'll be a good team. We might not be CFP worthy, but we could ruin some other people's seasons by playing good football at home.
A great spoiler team.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
A very fun spoiler team.
Well, I mean, fingers crossed. I mean, have a lot of hopefully positive expectations.
Yeah.
So going into the year, when does this college football season start? That's non-conference.
So week zero technically starts in 2 Saturdays from now will be week 0, and then that Thursday will technically be week 1.
Okay.
So week 0 kind of gets lumped into week 1 a little bit. It's kind of all 1 week, but really that first Thursday through Monday will be week 1. But there will be a Saturday. There'll be a small slate of Saturday games. I think it's like 5 or 6 games that will play in what we call week 0. Like a college football tradition, unlike any other, week 0. If you say week 0 and people look at you like you've got 6 eyes, you know they're not a college football fan.
Football fan, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much week 0.
Hopefully, we'll have a brand new college series for you folks during week 0.
Yeah.
To build up the hype. So. We're looking to build up the hype too for probably like the last 15 minutes or so here in the break room.
15 minutes or so here in the break room. Again, that Heinz Ward offer still available for you guys. 1 box left in the college series. It is a Heinz Ward Authentic. $19 off each spot. $19 in store credit available for everyone who buys into that college. If we do close out that college, we will give away the Heinz Ward and then do a chase wheel spin as well for everybody in that break. Bob Boulay saying Augusta just called Chinmay, you're in trouble. Okay, all right, Bob. We'll worry about that down the line. So where are we headed to, folks, in this last 15 minutes or so? Again, game day mixer, 5 to go in that single, 5 to go in that quad. The quick toss, we are 6 to go in that double. So those are the breaks that have, they're the best breaks on the UA homepage for a reason. Those are the breaks that have the speed flexes, the authentics, the high-end memorabilia, that Erling Haaland jersey, probably worth more than some of the helmets that are in that quick toss or game day series. So that Haaland jersey, nothing to slouch at in the game day. I will cut off the chase wheel spin at 155. I think that's a fair place to cut off the wheel spin. So if we do not have a break in the game day series, if that college box does not close, we will close the chase wheel spin for the noon show. But you still got 12 minutes to jump in and try to chip away at the game day mixer and the college mixer. So I'll drop the links for the game day mixer. And the college mixer is already there. So I'll drop the links for the game day mixer here. In the chat. And again, in that game day, you can potentially triple up with Erling Haaland, Tony Gonzalez, and Kurt Schilling. You could double up with Roger Craig and Anthony Rizzo. Could also double up with Mike Tyson and 3 golden tickets. You could double up with Cam Scatterbo and 3 golden tickets.
Yep.
Or any other double ups. These are just double ups among the headliners. Joe Girardi and Jeremy Roenick is a double up. So double ups among the headliners, these are the ones. But you can double up with some hidden gems as well in that multi-sport, or in that game day multi-sport, as we've been talking about.
Yeah, again, the game day, besides it being the chase wheel spin, of course, obviously, you did a great rundown just getting through all the double, triple, and quad possibilities. Like you said, there's a whole lot of double ups that are out there that are available, guys. And again, get your spots in it now while you're here. And again, 5 to go in that quad, right? We haven't done a quad as of yet. You want as many bites of the apple as possible. You heard Shinmei and I go through it multiple times. All you can do is just hit one Erling Haaland jersey, which again go on retail for around $900. That's almost 3 times the spot of your quad, and that doesn't include the possibility of winning 3 other items as well, potentially, depending on how many quad spots that you get. So, again.
Yeah, we still got about 20 people watching here across our platform, so still a good audience here to chip away at some of these spots. Should we find some momentum and some motivation here to jump into this game day, or even the quick toss. We've gone over the double box possibilities. AFC West, NFC North. You got Makai Lemon and the 3 golden tickets. Again, Rob highlighted the Makai Lemon authentic retro was going for near $1,000 on Steiner Sports.
It's a beauty.
And again, Makai Lemon has not taken an official NFL snap yet. That
crazy.
just goes to tell you how valuable the Eagles memorabilia is and how valuable people think Makai Lemon's signature is going to be down the line. Get him now. In addition to those golden tickets, you could get an established guy in the locker. The golden ticket valuation is around $1,200 as comparison that we use for the Stasher Cash.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a potentially $2,200 value there with the golden tickets and Makai Lemon as one of the potential double ups in that quick toss, full-size authentic series. There are some replica helmets in there, but the rep helmets, if you pull, we give you $150 in store credit and the rep helmet. So there's no downside really to winning here. Even if you win a rep helmet, you're getting some store credit back, which then you can then use to jump back in for an authentic down the line in that quick toss.
Yeah, exactly. The break room is truly your oyster, folks, and a lot of different possibilities on where to go. Especially if you're not familiar with something like a Makai Lemon, not just the name, but the helmet itself.
Yeah.
On Steiner Sports, like I said, it has a full 360 look at that beautiful Eagles written inscription on the backside of it. Beautiful cream helmet. Or if you watch this in the 9 a.m., we pulled a Ricky Williams and a Andre Rison.
Yeah, we did.
Retro replicas, which was very, very cool. So, again, I'm very, very surprised, though, that the game day is only at 4 boxes. With this series, it's been almost live for 24 hours now. We've done just 4 boxes there, and there's still so much greatness. And again, there's going to be somebody, a player or two, Chimay, that's going to come maybe in your show with Rip coming up next, or the 6 o'clock.
We understand, Mahomes is gone.
They're going to come across.
And Mahomes is a big draw there with that Super Bowl lid and the visor. That's probably the coolest lid there in that series. But the next best item in terms of value, probably Roger Craig on that Speed Flex, and then Erling Haaland. Both are still available. So the next 2 items, and maybe Olave on that Ohio State lid could be more. But I would venture to guess that 2 of the top 4 items in terms of value and price point in that game day are still available with Roger Craig on the Speed Flex and Erling Haaland on the jersey. And you can get double ups with both of them. Yep. Roger Craig doubles up with Anthony Rizzo on the baseball bat. I know it's a Yankees hit, but Rizzo, again, World Series champion with the Chicago Cubs. That's an iconic Cubs team. A lot of people fondly remember that. Erling Haaland, triple up possibility with Tony Gonzalez and Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, great opportunities, like Chimmy said, all across the board. Going to be closing up that Chase wheel spin at about 155. But the craziest, speaking of Chase wheel spins, again, we've talked about it numerous occasions. That college got 7 spots to go for that Heinz Ward Georgia Bulldog Game Day Authentic personal Chase wheel spin for that as well, with $19 off a spot there. I'm willing to bet that later on, once I depart, that there's not going to be a money back opportunity quite like that for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that opportunity is going to last too much longer in terms of getting some store credit back.
Don't take advantage of the generosity, folks.
I'm seeing this is a framed jersey, so it's a little bit different. But I'm seeing a Kurt Schilling framed Diamondbacks jersey. He's also got a couple photos in there, so take that into account. But that's going for $750.
Yeah, the frame stuff is crazy nice.
Framed jersey with 2 photos, $750. I'd probably say just the jersey alone, you're probably looking at $200, $250, $300, somewhere around there. And that's just an estimation. You find the right Diamondbacks fan. I mean, we had Luis Gonzalez on the baseball bat in the Field of Dreams. The right Diamondbacks fan is going to pay lots of money for that. Because they haven't had anything since then. They have had nada since that Game 7 win.
Yeah, I mean the 23 World Series
And they
appearance,
went to the World
of course.
Series, but whatever.
Yeah, but outside of stuff like that for sure. I mean that Gonzo bat, by the way, the inscription was Game 7,
Game-winning hit, yeah.
Game-winning hit, which was incredible. First time we've had Luis in the room to see something like that.
Yeah.
So, and Kurt Schilling, by the way, again, it looks like it's going to be on a Diamondbacks hit there with what we're projecting it to be. A lot of people remember Schill for being a Red Sox, but long before those days, I mean, a co-World Series MVP with those 0-1 Diamondbacks. And, for a guy like Schilling, you could make an argument he's the best postseason pitcher of all time. 12-2, I think like a 2.2 ERA in a lot of postseason starts. When the cream rose to the top, he was the guy 9 times out of 10 being able to stand there and laugh and get the last laugh at the end of the day. So one of my favorite, because we were talking about, you brought up the Mike Tyson quote from earlier.
Yeah.
And one of the most famous sports quotes ever, my favorite one, when he was with the Red Sox, Schilling was talking about, there's nothing that makes me happier than making 50,000 people from New York shut up. So, and that was following the bloody sock game when he had that press conference.
And the reason we think Schilling will be a Diamondbacks hit is because none of his other teams that he played on are spots in the game day.
Exactly.
Only the Diamondbacks are there. So that's why we think Schilling would be a Diamondbacks hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We're winding down here. Last 10 minutes or so of this noon show. Had a couple of jersey breaks. Lawrence Taylor and Dan Hampton, 2 Hall of Famers, 2 defensive players, 2 guys who have been in this very room this year. Dan Hampton was joined on our show. He opened a Plaxico Burress jersey. That was the break that we had Dan Hampton open. He opened a Plaxico Burress jersey.
That's right.
And whoever won that jersey also got a signed Dan Hampton jersey too. So very cool moment for whoever won that in our show.
Electric stuff. Yeah, we're hoping to get don't know who or when, but we're really hoping to get some more athletes in here to do some more live breaks with us.
For sure.
Maybe
ahead of football season, it might be a little tough. With football season just starting, guys are ramping in the preseason. They're ramping up play. They're getting ready for games. So it could be a little while before we get those athletes back in there. But maybe basketball could come around. Baseball, they're getting ready for postseason play. But baseball could be a thing. Hockey could be a thing. We had Brett Hull before in the room. So hockey and basketball could be some in-person signings here. Patrick Kane is back with the Blackhawks. So Patrick Kane could be back. In the break room, we had Patrick Kane on a puck before.
Yeah.
And there are I went on my whole tangent about Patrick Kane being on the Red Wings or whatever.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just nice to see him back in a Blackhawks jersey. It's just things that are just right.
It feels right.
Some things that are just right. And that's one of them for Chicago sports fans. He'll have a statue outside of United Center when it's all said and done.
As he should, arguably the greatest American-born player in hockey history. So that'll be a nice little. And again, it's not like he's signing a one-day contract. A 2-year deal, good money as well. So he's expected to come
at least be a contributor.
Yeah,
at least be a contributor. He won't be the old Patrick Kane.
Yeah,
because those days are unfortunately probably past him.
Talk about a truly Spider-Man meme moment with him and Bedard. Bedard a 1-1 pick. I think Kane went 1-4, 1-3.
I think Kane was
2.
I think Kane was 1. Taves was 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and again, probably almost 20 years apart from when Bedard got drafted. So, really, really interesting stuff.
Yeah, Kane was 1-1.
Okay, it was Taves I was thinking of that. Yeah, 1-1 in 07.
Taves was, I think, 3rd.
Yeah. Wow, what a jeez.
How about back-to-back drafts? Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane. That's a pretty good 1-2, and very hard to follow up if you're any sort of franchise.
Pretty good draft here in 07 too for that NHL draft. So
yeah.
Really, really cool stuff, guys. And again, we've been chipping away at some jersey spots, Chin May, but getting pretty close to winding things down.
Yeah, we're still 5 to go in that game day single, 5 to go in that game day quad, 6 to go in that quick toss authentic. We are 4 to go. We are 4 to go in that jersey single. So unless we see some major traction here at the end, those two jerseys will probably be all that we do here. Chase Wheelspin, I will close up shortly here. It's 155. Haven't seen any orders in that game day mixer, so I'm going to close up the Chase Wheelspin. So that is going to close that is going to be closed here. College, I will still honor the discount. It doesn't look like we're going to have anybody. It doesn't look like we're going to have enough to get all the way to the finish line.
Yeah.
But if you do buy in, I will still give you the store credit. If you still buy in by the end of the show, I'll still give you the store credit. Again, $19 in store credit for every college spot that gets bought into. Hines Ward Authentic for the Bulldogs of Georgia. That is the last box remaining in that series, and we could potentially get a new series on the way once we clear out that box. So looks like those two jerseys are going to be it for this noon show, but two jerseys that helped us reminisce a little bit on the summer that we had here at Ultimate Autographs with plenty of athletes walking through the room. Rob, I know, had Dan Hampton was on our show, but you had Brett Hull as well.
Yep.
You had LaShawn McCoy with on one of your shows as well. So plenty of great names coming through the UA Live break room in person. Lawrence Taylor was interviewed by the man that you will see with me at 3 p.m., Rip Camelucci, and I'm sure he will have some good memories regarding his chat with Lawrence Taylor on the air. We'll take a quick look at the preseason scoreboard here in the NFL because week one is technically winding down here. The Bears are up 17-10.
There you go.
On the Browns. The Giants are up 10-6 on the Vikings, and the Bills are up 13-7 on the Panthers. So that is going to be the scoreboard there. Let's see. Oh man, Jamal Adams was carted off in the Vikings preseason debut. So tough break there for Jamal Adams. Great safety with the Seahawks and Jets, and has kind of bounced around the NFL since those days. But unfortunate for Jamal Adams. Hopefully he'll be able to recover and not miss any time. We've had Jamal Adams a few times here in the break room. So hopefully Jamal, hopefully Jamal will be able to get back from that.
Speaking of defensive players, this morning, Devon Witherspoon, Illinois' finest, reached an agreement on a 4-year, $132 million extension with the Seahawks. $101 million in guaranteed money makes Witherspoon the highest paid cornerback in NFL history.
Lot of money being thrown around in the NFL too. All these NFL players always but they come out of the woodwork saying like they should have been NBA players or they should have been baseball players, seeing all the money that's being thrown around in those sports. The NFL money is not too bad either.
And now Devon Witherspoon, if you just go by guaranteed money, is $25 million a year annually.
Yeah.
That's basically almost middle of the pack for the NBA, but they play what? Like a sixth of their games on their schedule, if that, maybe a seventh or eighth.
Yeah, I think it's about a seventh. It's about a seventh of the games. Yeah. So, between sixth and seventh, because you got the extra games. So that's great for Seattle. And again, we've got Darnold in the room on a couple of different items, a USC jersey for Sam Darnold in that double trouble mixer, a Sam Darnold Seahawks jersey in the Jersey series. Seahawks expected to be a contender once again in that NFC West. How much? But you've only seen a couple preseason games. So the Cardinals have actually been one of the few teams to play multiple preseason games. Your observations ahead of fantasy football and the regular season, kind of what you're most looking forward to, either Cardinals or NFL related in general, fantasy wise or actual regular season wise.
Winning this year. I not for the Cardinals' sake, but for my fantasy
football. Yeah.
In my main league, I have been first rounded 3 consecutive years, and I would rather almost finish last than 3 consecutive years at this point, because I'm kind of a trade slut. I'll be honest. I'm a guy.
Oh man.
I'm a guy that'll make any type of move just to get myself into the picture. Because once you get into the playoffs, anybody can go off any given week. Like example, a guy like a Michael Wilson fantasy owners last year did a lot of carrying in the that was outscoring
in the playoffs.
top level wide receivers. So But looking for expectations to get into that, it's always kind of fun because you look at the first round picks and everybody thinks that they nail their first round picks. Those are the layups. You know, guys like Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey fell to the back end of a lot of first rounds because of injury concern or lack of offensive production for the Colts, and they ended up being two of the best running backs last year. You know, I don't know what my draft orders are going to be at in any of my leagues. What about you? Do you know what any of your? You said you. Did you say earlier
the dynasty league, I had the third pick and I took Bijan Robinson.
Bijan, that's right.
The other two leagues that I'm in are auction leagues. So it's basically like, who do you like?
That's so fun. Dude.
It's basically who do you like and how much money do you have?
Spend, yeah.
That's pretty much how the auction leagues work. And we've done the auction leagues now for about, I would say we've done 7 or 8 years for one league. We did an auction. The other league, it's been more than 10 years. That's fun. The auction leagues, and there's no keeper in one league, but there's keeper in another one. So those leagues are more fun, in my opinion, where you actually have a little more strategy involved. And how you budget your money and who you target. We're just past the 2 p.m. hour. That is going to do it for us here on this noon show. Rob on the ones and twos, great job.
You too,
I'll be back here at 3 p.m. along with Rip. Keep attacking that UA Live Breaks break page. We will see you here at 3 p.m. Take care, everybody.